So the Republicans reconvened around noon today, and this time voted to undo what they had done. Oh, you little bastards were caught. Oh, my goodness. You were caught. Thanks to the Bloomberg reporter. This is what it's going to take. It's going to take reporters who don't muck around with this stuff, who when they see something, like, boom, put it out there. If we're going to be a Twitter, social media population, fine. Then it's up to the reporters. Don't wait till tomorrow's news. Don't write it for your op-ed page or your news in your newspaper. And to hell with television. All these grinning assholes on television, they don't care. Tweet it out. You betcha. We are Twitter nation now. So get it out there, which is what the Bloomberg reporter did. Bless his heart. Former ethics chairman Charlie Dent, Republican of Pennsylvania, Ethics Committee, said he voted against the amendment last night. And then he said, quote, calmer heads prevailed this morning. Now, Trump, of course, has gotten some credit for forcing this about face. And whatever credit he hasn't gotten, he's snatched. That's just who he is. That's just who he is. But the reality is that Trump was reacting to public pressure that was already overwhelming. Now, the lesson in here, of course, it's there. Trump is a coward. Trump is a chicken shit. Trump has no agenda other than his self-aggrandizement and making as much money as he can. But he understands, there's a part of his wet brain that understands that he's in a very vulnerable position. Being, the leader of the free world. He's in a very vulnerable position. So whatever shit he's going to try to pull, as soon as word gets out about it, and he knows this, his ass is toast. So this is where it is the area where it's so important that the handful of legitimate, kick-ass news reporters that we still have left, and more than a handful, when they hear something like this, put it where everybody will know about it as quickly as possible, and that's not television. Social media. Representative Mike Simpson, a Republican of Idaho, said, quote, I could have told you last night when we left that this would be undone. Got to wonder how Mike Simpson voted, right? Now, the about face is important because it shows it demonstrably that public pressure can work on these cowardly, thieving sons of bitches. It can. The reason it didn't work so often when Obama was the CEO was because Obama just refused to fight. So who were we supposed to back? If Barack Obama was having his agenda chewed into some kind of a pasty cud that was spit on the ground, who are we? And he wouldn't do anything about it. The message was clear. He didn't give a shit. So what happened, a lot of Democrats said, well, okay, if he's not going to lead, if he's not going to rally the troops, if he's not going to make America great again, what the hell are we doing? I think all this factors in to 6 of Obama's 8 years just being a waste, flushed down the commode, a total waste. And when Obama came in, remember when he came in to office in 2009, he had a veto-proof Senate, a supermajority Senate. a super majority Senate. He also had a massive advantage in the House, majority in the House. And how long did it take for that just to boil away? Completely boil away. And I think one of the reasons it did, this is just my guess from picking up on what people far smarter than I am have written, is because he devoted all his initial attention to the Affordable Care Act. Bless his heart for doing it. Not. Because if he really wanted to get done the things that he wanted to get done were concerned health care, why didn't he just grab the issue by the testicles and drag it out into the sunlight and say to the American people, we need single-payer health care. Let's get this done. But he didn't do that. So all of a sudden you had the teabaggers. The teabaggers started as a reaction brought about by Rush Limbaugh and the rest of these right-wing stupid assholes who ginned up the resistance and got the dunderheads out there with their pants on fire and their hair on fire. They didn't know which end to hit. Oh, my God, we're burning up. So the Teabag Party was formed to go after Obamacare, for Christ's sake. Not to go after nuclear weapons, not to go after the issue of the Congress not paying attention to global warming, not to, no. Go after Obamacare. And with the constant probing and prodding by the right-wing devils in media in this country, the teabaggers just went goddamn berserk. And what they did, very simple, very simple. They went to their Republican representatives and they said, if you don't vote against this, we're going to run a candidate against you in the primary. The net effect of that was that all of a sudden, what could have been a bipartisan issue fell completely apart. And the rise of the teabaggers resulted in Obama losing the majorities in the House and the Senate. And the rest, of course, you know what happened, the rest of it. It's been grinding on for 6 years, nothing done. People getting pissed off. Polarization like we've never seen. Just thought it was interesting this morning to see what happened. Nothing is the same in American politics anymore. Nothing. The process by which these issues are debated, if they're debated at all, has disappeared. Something as profound as doing away with the independent ethics organization to oversee the House is now done at midnight with anonymous balloting. Overreach is now common. Now, the irony, of course, is that there are a lot of House Democrats who also hate the Office of Congressional Ethics. But, their attitude was, okay, you're going to go have your private meeting. See, you never get in the way of your enemy when they're holding a gun to their own head with the hammer back. You just stand back and say, well, pull the trigger. Go ahead. But the Democrats would like to see the OCE gone too. Oh, yes, they would. Yes, they would. Representative Steve King, who is one of the leaders of the Fascist Party, Republican from Iowa, was disappointed that the vote turned around. And he said, I heard him say this on one of the programs today, that the Office of Congressional Ethics has, quote, damaged or destroyed a lot of political careers in this place, and has cost members of Congress millions of dollars to defend themselves against anonymous allegations. All of that is bullshit. It is total bullshit. The OCE has not damaged or destroyed one political career. It's not a firing squad. It puts together the information, turns it over to the proper authorities, and they make a decision if there's going to be an investigation or request for a resignation or somebody have their ass kicked out of Congress. But Steve King, being the fascist little turd that he is, this is the way he spins it. The OCE has cost so many of our members their beautiful, Christ-like reputations. Eventually, Steve King is going to step on his own pecker, and then we will get to see him twist slowly in the wind. You know he is. These world-class thieves like Steve King, these pious-ass world-class liars and cheats, eventually, look at Newt Gingrich, eventually they get caught.